It says it's starting. Okay, cool.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Allison, and I just wanted to tell you it's just been so fun going through this journey with you. And so tonight I am going to talk just a little bit about how I have used essential oils throughout my pregnancy. And the cool thing is, in a couple months we'll be able to do another video about a whole new, a whole new case of oils that we'll be using on babies or for breastfeeding, things like that. So I'm just going to run through a couple of the things that I have used pretty religiously through this time in my life. So one thing that is really important is the purity of your oils, and I've done a lot of research. I personally choose to use Young Living. So they have a promise. They call it seed to seal. They own the seals. They own the fields. They don't even use the harsh chemicals on their equipment that they harvest the crop with. So I mean, there is a great integrity laced through this company, and that's why I feel comfortable putting them on my body, but then also on my little human when he comes out. So one of the things I first started with was frankincense, and we know that, well, I mean, long time, well, I don't know how many years ago, what is it, 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, we had verses in the Bible about frankincense and how it was used. So I believe that oils are like God's little chemicals that he made for us. We know that they're from plants, and it is the lifeblood of the plant. That's how we get the oil, and so they are very potent. But it is really important to know what you're putting on your body, because I don't put every essential oil in my body, because there are some things for good intention that, you know, induce labor or certain contractions, or we'll kind of get into that. But anyways, that's why I chose Young Living, and so I'm going to walk you through these. Frankincense. This was something that in the first couple weeks I directly applied to the front of my neck, and it's something that can help bring up the frequency and help balance your thyroid. So let me just back up just a second. When we talk about any organ system in the body, we know that our organs function and they have a frequency. And sometimes, I'm sure you guys have had a day where you're just like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just like, ugh, just don't feel great. It's possible that certain systems need to be brought up to frequency. So the really cool thing is, the studies that have been done on essential oils is that they target what is the frequency, and then we can link them to an organ that they would support specifically. So we're not saying that they cure anything with the thyroid or anything like that, but what we do find is that if we bring up the frequency of a system, it is going to work more efficiently, and because every system works together in this beautiful symphony, we need them all functioning at their highest level. So that was one of the ways I used the frankincense. And even when you're married to a chiropractor and you get wonderful adjustments and you eat good food, every once in a while you still get headaches. Because there's a lot of hormonal changes, there's a lot of things going on. One of the things that I use to help balance that is copaiba. So this is really cool. It is a molecule that is similar to that of a cannabinoid, and it binds to anti-inflammatory receptors. And so it can facilitate your body's natural ability to take care of inflammation and eliminate that. So I just literally put 2 drops under my tongue. It doesn't taste too bad. If you get more than 2, you start to... Ugh, it doesn't taste that great, but it's really not that bad. So that was the copaiba. There are days when you just don't know if you can cope, and it doesn't really matter what you had on your plate before or what you were capable of before. Your body's doing this whole new, brand new experience of growing a little human. And I read something once about valor and the blend, and Roman centurions used to put a blend of these herbs on their bodies the night before a big battle, because the key thing is it made them feel like they could go out and conquer the world. So this was something I specifically put on my sternum, and then you can also look up in various resources something called VitaFlex points, which are similar to reflexology, if you think about that. So we have different areas in our hands and our feet and even our ears that correspond to places in our nervous system and other organ systems. So valor, sometimes you just, even just smelling it, you feel like you can go out and conquer your day. Pretty exciting. Who has grown a human and not had breakouts on your skin. I don't know if anyone has, but I know my skin took a little bit of a toll. So the tea tree oil, the melaleuca, that was something that, like, something pops up, a blemish, red spot, zit, something like that, and sometimes just using a couple, sometimes 2 or 3 days, and it's knocked out, it's gone. So this is something I use all the time. I also use it on any kind of like cuts or wounds for ourselves, the dogs. If you are thinking about using it on your kiddos, you might want to dilute it with a little bit of coconut oil. But again, that's why we're using safe oils. Who wants to get sick when they're pregnant? Nobody. So thieves is, this is amazing. This little blend just will bring certain systems into balance to where your immune system can be raised. You can put this on the bottom of your feet. I specifically put it right behind my ears, so right at my atlas, because a lot of your immune system is regulated in that upper cervical area. We diffuse this, we make hand sanitizer with it. It is really, truly amazing. And it is certainly safe, in my opinion, for pregnancy. I have a lot of pregnant friends that use it as well. And so, last one, gentle baby. So there are just a lot of changes to be made, and sometimes smelling this, diffusing it like before bed has just kind of brought me a calm, again, because it is inducing frequencies and helping things to balance. We're gonna post in the pictures or in the comments a picture of a little recipe. It's called Mind the Bump. So there are ingredients. I wanted to show you. This is my dish. It looks kind of, it's all like gooey. But I followed that recipe, and just, this is one of my 4-inch Pyrex dishes, and it almost filled it. We're at 36 weeks, and I think it's going to be just about perfect. But the intention is to moisturize the skin, give the skin the nourishment that it needs so that you don't have those stretch marks. We talked about a little bit before when we were talking about collagen that health does come from within. So good nutrition, collagen, those things are important. But so far, knock on wood, not a single stretch mark. And this, every single night, I rub all over my belly. So then there's another one we'll be trying that's on the same picture. I think it says Tone the Bump. So we know that after your uterus stretches, it has to go back. Okay, so last part that I'm really excited about. So we're about at 36 weeks. Excuse me. So maybe about 4 weeks or so, we'll see what's going on. But a friend made this blend for me, and I have appreciated this book. Can you see it? Gentle Babies. And I just got it on Amazon, but there is a labor blend. So there are certain things, again, you should not put on your body when you are not trying to go into labor, but when you are, there are specific processes and really a cascade of hormones that are going through that can be supported by some of these beautiful little chemicals. So my friend made me this. She said, there we go, your little labor bottle. It has helichrysum, fennel, peppermint, ylang ylang, clary sage, and I'm just going to be rubbing it on my tummy, the lower tummy, and then the VitaFlex points we talked about in my feet and ankles. And yeah, I'm really just excited to help support this process because there are stresses, there are things that kind of come up. The other thing is I'm going to be making this blend that is on page 69 if you're interested. It has lavender, frankincense, ylang ylang, Roman chamomile, and it says like we're gonna diffuse that, and then also you can put it on a washcloth and like dab it on your head. But again, I'm just excited to incorporate these because I just personally am always looking to take my health to the next level, to really find the resources, find that cutting edge stuff that is changing people's lives, and then incorporate it. So thanks for joining us tonight. Do we know what we're doing next week? We don't know what we're doing next week. Your birth plan? Oh, we might talk about my idea of a birth plan. So hopefully that'll be kind of helpful, because if you just Google it, there's lots of different things, and we'll just kind of hit a couple of the big topics. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you soon.
Oh my gosh, it's not turning off. It's not turning off.
Every time.
Every time. I can't get it. It's not
turning off.
Yeah, it's not turning off. That's hilarious.
Anyways, I hope you guys found that valuable for my pregnant mamas or friends that have recently had little ones. And it just still amazes me that people think chiropractic